Hi, Wendy. Hi, well, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. I'm doing amazing. So, we decided to have you again in the show, in the segment, and today we are going to talk about what do we need to sell our home. But before we start that, let me just give a little bit of highlight of my thought, if you don't mind, and then you can add yours. Since the interest rate is coming down, and it will be another cut, I think, by towards the end of the year, it's become more and more affordable for the buyer and the seller who's looking to buy another property to purchase a property. So the reason we brought you to the show today is to give some highlights of how can you make your house the most desired listing in the market.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, darling.
Yeah, I agree with you. People are getting off of the sidelines. And if you are in that place where you are ready to list your home, there are some steps that you can do where you can sell your house quicker and get the most money. One of the first steps that I always recommend is to start packing. You want to be able to help potential buyers envision themselves living in your house. So I always suggest removing all personal items. You want to have the family photo and your kids' artwork. You also want to take a look at your cabinets and your closets. You don't want clutter because it's going to make your house look cramped and it's going to make your house look like it's lacking storage. So start decluttering those cabinets and closets and they'll look more spacious.
And anyway, you're about to sell the house and you are going to move, so might as well do it before you have a contract in hand versus after. At least the house will be more desirable.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is the other point you have for us?
Another important step is to get your house appraised. I always think before listing your house, it's essential to have a clear idea of what your house is actually valued at. So there's a couple of ways to go about this. You can start interviewing brokers and agents if you want to have an agent list your house. And they're going to run a broker's price opinion, which is basically a report that's going to take recent home sales. It will also look at some other houses that are on the market and what those days on the market has been. And they're going to come up with an opinion of what they would value your home as, what they would list it for.
Yep, that's very important because a lot of sellers out there really have some numbers in their head based on something that's sold in the neighborhood, another property, but actually the other property is not comparable to your property. The one that you're selling might be that the other property had a pool and you don't have a pool, or they had a lake and you don't have a lake, or whatever it is. So to be more accurate on the price opinion, on the BPO, broker price opinion, I think it's a very good idea to have a realtor or appraiser or even a broker just value your property.
Yes, yeah, you can also. Absolutely. You could also hire a professional appraising company. And you might want to do both because then you can compare which agent gave you a closer home evaluation as to what the appraisal also said.
Yeah,
and that might be a way you can select what agent to use.
I agree, especially when we know that the prices, the value of the properties appreciate in value so much. So to spend a little bit of money out of your pocket as the seller actually will help you be a better candidate once you put the property on the market.
I agree. And that kind of leads into our next step that I always tell people to take, and that's to sell the house with furniture.
I agree.
There's a lot of studies out there. There was one recently by the National Association of Realtors that found that staged homes, meaning furnished houses, were more appealing. So even keeping the furniture in some of the key rooms, like your living room, your primary bedroom, and the kitchen, will help a buyer when they're stepping into the home picture themselves living there versus a house that has absolutely no furniture in it.
Exactly. And also the furniture, I believe that each property have like soul. energy in it. And some furniture that fit your house today probably will fit the new house that you're buying in the future. So I think it's part of the character of the property. So I agree to leave the furniture. And also, don't forget that to move furniture today is very costly. It probably will be not too far as far as cost than buying brand new furniture when you move to a new property.
I agree, and I like the idea of starting over once I move into a new house.
Me too. Everything is brand new.
Yeah, and I also always tell people if you have small rooms or odd-shaped rooms, those are ones that I always think are most important to really have furnished too, because you don't want someone stepping into a bedroom and getting nervous that the room is too small to fit a king bed.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to be mindful and try to keep the furniture in the house.
And also when you have big spaces, like when you have a formal living room connected to a formal dining room, and it looks so huge when it's empty, but once you have the furniture set up, it's already divided the area, and you can visualize it better, in my opinion.
I agree. Sometimes people can't understand what room is the living room versus where I would put my dining room table. So it's good to have it furnished so they can understand where they would place their own furniture if they decide they don't even want yours.
I agree. Well, do you have anything else to suggest to us?
Yeah, so paint colors. As soon as I see a listing of tan walls, I immediately think that this house is from the 1990s. So I always suggest to somebody getting prepared to sell their house, I would give it a fresh paint job. I always suggest neutral paint colors. Really popular colors these days are agreeable gray, alabaster, which is a light white color. And a color I use for all of my properties is called Eider White by Sherwin-Williams. And that is a whitish gray, but it also picks up some beiges. So it appeals to a wide variety of buyers. And I always remind people, too, to paint your baseboards, paint your crown moldings, and paint your doors, because when it gives it a newer look. It'll revitalize the look of the house.
Exactly, and that will help you maximize the value of the property, because people don't need to spend money on painting, and you can get the top money whenever you put it on the market.
Exactly. I mean, people might not like the color purple, and they instantly don't like your house.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want anything that's an instant turn off.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do have a final step that a lot of home sellers overlook, and this to me is the most important step of all, and that is to fix anything that needs to be repaired in your home. So you're the owner. You obviously know what might need to be repaired, so fix those before listing your house. I would take it a step further and hire an inspection company to do a pre-listing inspection, because that'll help you uncover hidden issues. A lot of sellers might not even realize that they have a leak behind a sink, or they might have some termites in the attic, or a cracked tile in the roof. And these things will come up when a buyer does an inspection report. And those kinds of issues can scare your buyers off or make them want to negotiate down the price. So by doing this pre-listing inspection, I would suggest addressing those major problems in advance before you list, and then that avoids any surprises, and it will reassure the buyers that your home is in a good condition.
I agree 100%. And I will also add, before you have showing, please open some windows, let fresh air come in. Sometimes it smells like, the air stuck in the property, and it's kind of a downturn to a buyer.
I think I have an idea for you. Maybe put background music. It will help.
Yeah. I think it makes a difference. The first 5 to 10 seconds is the most crucial of the buyer decision of buying the house or not. That's statistically done. So all this little stuff that we mentioned will make it a fast and top money sale.
I agree, yeah. I actually put in those plug-in air fresheners by the front doors.
me too. Yeah.
And I put damp rid because we're in Florida. It's humid. I put damp rid in all my closets because it could get like a moldy smell in your bathrooms.
Yeah, agree. And I will do another thing. I will actually just put a little bit, not too much money, but a little bit, few pots at the entrance to the property. Make it more like a curb appeal, inviting, welcoming. It's not that expensive, and it's make a huge difference of the first impression of the property.
Yes, 5,000%. That is very important.
Great. I'm so happy we talk about this topic. A lot of people are not aware. And I'm glad you came again and you answered my call and you decided to come again. And I'm so excited to have you here.
Anytime. I'm always happy to help.
My pleasure as well. Well, we're wrapping this. Do you want to share your phone number again with the audience?
Yes. So they can visit my website, which is 10minutemogul.com. We give a lot of practical tips that help people save time and money to grow their wealth in real estate. And my phone number is 561-290-0418.
Perfect. Can you repeat it again, please?
561-290-0418.
Great. Thank you so much for coming again. I would like to wish you and all the audience happy Rosh Hashanah, Chag Sameach in Hebrew. May this upcoming year come with a blessing to everybody and only good vibe and good energy.
Amen.
And Ezrat Hashem.
Yes, a fast and lucrative home sale.
Yes, that's true. The real estate will turn. It's coming to the end of this time.
I agree. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.